Duelist here, bringing you Chaos March action. We are go, I think. So they tied it up 1-1. I played for Tikonov on the last fight. We gave him absolutely everything we had. Thought we were bringing just a awesome list, but ended up in some bad positioning. We had a little bit of indecisiveness about what we wanted to do. Got caught in a bad spot and got beat pretty bad. Both teams are going for range here. So there's Ben. He's got to take on a thing. What is the thing he's taking on? A LRM Corsair, a 50-ton excellent dogfighter, but not necessarily with good weapons. It only has a medium beam laser and LRM rack, and those LRMs aren't going to do terribly much except deter the thing. They've got plenty of anti-air for the thingy. What is the thingy? To take on Ben's VTOL. Both teams are set up at range. Ben is a non-carrying asset, as is Proxima. Proxima's trying to get away, trying to get to the anti-air. Ben is possibly an ER PPC. He is. So Ben can fire from 900 meters up on the ground. The anti-air of the ground forces group is really only about 700 to 800, but they do have a number of LRMs with which to fire. Proxima may be losing his engine. He's taking a pretty bad beating here. This was a risk when assigning the list, taking the Corsair. Now the anti-air will, with its unlimited ammo, will take effect. Proxima now getting some LRM action in to keep Ben busy. Ben will have to pull away. He will now be able to report the enemy distance, and Proxima's probably going to go down here pretty quick. Proxy will fight as hard as he can. He is at least keeping Ben busy, keeping them off of him. They're now trying to get LRMs. There are a lot of LRMs on the ground, so even if they don't hit, they'll be able to continuously stream and fire. As we try to keep track of this. Ben taking a beating now. Those LRMs are adding up quickly, so he's going to try and get away. The LRMs have 1 or 2 more volleys in them. Okay, they have Ben down. So I don't know to see if Proxima's still up. Ben did an excellent job of probably reporting where the enemy location is, what Proxima's in, and if not killing, definitely at least heavily damaging Proxima. Which will limit Proxima's effectiveness. Just trying to see if Proxima crashed or what's going on here. There's Proxima. So Proxima's still alive, damaged, but he has 1,000 meter range. Proxima flying at the absolute ceiling, so we're not going to follow that at the moment. So the teams are still the same with the carrying assets. If they haven't discovered the APC or Saber already, Burner does not know that they can simply go hole up somewhere and win the match by waiting for a tie at the end of the battle. We are, give or take, right along in on time with the timer for once, so we're 3 minutes in. Saber has 3 total lives. Unless the APC gets destroyed, his team has unlimited ammo, and they are going for Arrow 4 and LRM launching. They have some pretty decent direct fire, and if anything gets close, you've got Invictus, one of the best assault pilots in the game, in the, if you will, short-range thingy. Proxima now is going to try and get some shots off. You can see that they've brought their own anti-air, so Gnome King has half of a good anti-air asset. Clev getting some machine gun hits off. They also have, so they brought the 2 harassers, and that is not good. If you're streaming, you have to stop. Duelist edit 1, Duelist edit 1. I need you to take out the last 30 seconds of video or so. Anyway. The 2 teams actually have the same number of carrying assets. Burner opting to go with the dual rack Stubby and Gnome King set up, so they have basically a Partisan B that is much faster, so Proxima will have to, if he attacks at all, will have to be attacking from at the maximum 1,000 range. He has unlimited ammo, so he might be able to just dumbfire some stuff, but he will not be getting in a he won't be getting in any narcs anytime soon. His plane has a narc system, which is a homing beacon that allows you to paint an enemy target, and any of your teammates who have missiles within range with their radar on will automatically track towards that for 60 seconds unless a PPC fires, which in this case, since Standu is nearby them and has a PPC, will negate the effects of that narc. So the narc will not be easy to utilize here. Proxima probably just going to try and fly high, report their positioning, and wait for the two teams possibly to engage. Burner, not putting all of his eggs in one basket, has set up some direct fire weapons, the rotary autocannon and the dual ER-PPC and Gauss Warhammer along with the Blood Asp. So they are set up for medium range direct fire mostly, so they will be able to get in on the enemy. So you can see that they are going to be flanking the long way around the map, only realizing where Burners where Ben's reporting of their last position was. As you can see, they have Rask operating out here, trying to keep an eye out for the enemy, possibly doing some anti-air, sending the harassers out as scouts at the moment, and keeping the big shit out here. They have a lock, firing the LRMs. These will dumb fire out to about 1,500. This is really massively going to be pushing the range. You can see that they are about 200 meters out. They have unlimited ammo, so they can go ahead and wreck that. That is the tag laser. That is the same effect as the narc, but the laser has to be kept onto the enemy. Gnome Burner's team is well positioned to counter Saber with the other battle armor and also with the rotary autocannons. The main thing is Saber, probably along with Marius, the best battle armor pilots in the entire game. So if anybody's going to find a way to fight through those rotary autocannons, it will be him. You can see not a whole lot going on back here. Standu trying to act as the scout, trying to find all that stuff up there in the range, and Saber trying to keep some stuff on as he moves along. And Proxima, we haven't followed him in a while. He's probably trying to annoy the hell out of them. And unfortunately, we've got a bug here. Proxy is either flying so high, or we just have a bug that we won't be able to. Yeah, we won't be able to follow Proxy, folks. Sorry about that. At home, you can see Proxima is just keeping. You can fly extremely, very high, almost 2 full kilometers up on this map, and it is very difficult for the following thing to happen. So anyway, let's see what Burner's up to. Like I said, they're going to try and stick to cover and move in. You can see that they are now moving in, getting ready to attack them. The main battle won't be terribly far away. They know that they're facing a largely missile asset thing. The original list for the team in red was 2 Mr. Bubble Atlas A's along with a Partisan E and a couple of cheap things to back that up. But the red team, the Tikonov task force, said they wanted to go with a ranged list, particularly with a Arrow 4 unit. There was a little bit of debate about taking arrows, so we went with a couple of ATMs in the list, and at the moment they're just going to plink away at them and keep their heads down. This is the Scythe team defending planet Poznan, a factory, an important role for them. They have the APC somewhere way back, so they technically have unlimited ammo as well. However, they will have a long ways to travel for it, unlike their opponent, the Tikonov team, which won't have as far. They are currently engaged with a shooter who may or may not be stuck over in this rock, which will buy time for Proxima to possibly get in and get a couple of LRMs in. You can see that they are firing all missiles, which means that they should now have a lock, either heading over to Saber. Keep in mind that the PPC thing is too far. They don't have PPCs to counter that, except for Bob, I think. So the narcs will be hard to come by, but they have the unlimited arrows. You can see that they have a couple of lambs there, so they're just going to keep firing here. Proxima might be able to get a narc in. Saber trying to direct it. Saber can point that red laser up and over and kind of do a thing like this. If he's on the ground, the arrows will dumb fire and they'll keep traveling, but he'll point that laser up at it, the tag laser, and then it'll start following. Like he could swing it back around and go down here. You can see that Burner telling them, "We'll just stick to here for now. Let's keep firing on the plane. Let's hold the battle armor at bay, and then they'll try to move to cover now that they realize that the enemy team is so reliant on missiles and will not be competitive in a close-range fight. They will continue to move up. They have the harassers, the harasser A up on the hill trying to provide radar warning, and they have Rask trying to do a light flank here with his fast asset. They're trying to get Django with the tag. They get a couple of shots off on Clev from the harasser. Saber continues to try and get some shots off. Proxima, there's just too much firepower with that UAC-2 cannon. That is not a rat cannon. The harassers, there's too much anti-air right now. So Proxima can only either dump fire missiles or move in and try to get locks the old-fashioned way. His teammates need to keep the blue team busy on the ground, keep the defenders busy on the ground. Ras trying to flank Korn, trading back 4 UAC-2 cannons is going to do more damage than Rask's 2 RAC-2 cannons, and you can see that Rask has hit a tree and is stuck, and Rask may die here. Trying to flank, but being by himself. This should buy time, though. If Proxima can move in, yeah, Rask is going to take some pretty heavy damage here. Plus that, he's probably a bit low on ammo. You can see Proxima taking advantage of the opportunity. They have 2 lambs, so they're able to get some hits. Proxima and they get the arrow hits, so Korn is now pretty heavily beat up. They're trying to just trade firing. The unlimited ammo starting to become a factor now for Burner and his decision whether or not to push up. Gnome King is hunting down Saber and trying to get some shots off. They are now trading the anti-air fire again. And we'll try to move back over here. Saber is probably going to lose one of his lives against that RAC-2 cannon. Proxima probably pretty beat up. Remember, Ben got a lot of hits on him early with those SSRM missiles. So Gnome King trying to provide anti-air. That'll buy time for Saber to get by. The 2 teams have traded rather well, but for the most part, the blue defenders are a bit more beat up than the attackers are at this point. The Tikonov attackers' plane is heavily beat up, though, and they have to be very careful about their positioning. The harassers are doing an excellent job right now of providing them early warning information along with the plane, so it's hard for Burner's team to move in any direction stealthily enough to proceed. And you can see that there's just while there's cover, the space is in there. As we're starting to approach kind of halftime, we're about 13 minutes in here. Saber now has a lock or will in a second. However, if the arrow is fired correctly enough for him, it is not quite there. Saber trying to get it up, but the either the narc or the tag is a bit low. They are now getting some LRM fire off on Gnome King, or at least trying to. Saber trying to keep his position largely hidden, and you really can't use night vision to detect the tag laser terribly well right now. So Burner happy to just go for the tie at the moment. We're going to probably be pushing another 5 minutes before we see any movement between either team. We've been following them for a little while. They're not going anywhere for the moment. Proxima still alive, damaged but alive. You can see they're now moving. Rask and Shooter as the harassers are moving up, and the close-range Atlas is also moving up with Chezar for the long-range sniping and anti-air of Chezar. They're trying to get Gnome King down so that they would have one more carrying asset, and then they can completely pull back to an edge of the map. You see that Chezar and Rask are trying to put the firepower down on Gnome, and Proxima will probably try and come down and get a shot or 2 off as Standu now will be able to move in and attack a little bit. Chezar will move in and attempt to get a couple of shots off on Standu. Standu now reporting their positioning and reporting that they are very spread out with their assets right now, as Shooter's able to get some shots off. Over here, I think that there will be a few video recordings from other pilots, so I will move our focus back over here to see if there's anything going on. Like I said, I don't think they're going to be moving terribly much. Gnome King's pretty beat up, so he's moving out to max range to sit it out for a little bit. Coming in is Stubby to assume his role a little bit in his carbon copy of his asset. Silvercraft's connection is just absolutely probably not working for him, so he is just sitting in the rocks, hoping that he gets something to work. So battle effectiveness wise, they are down 1 asset right now. The attackers are, whether or not the blue defenders know that. Let's get a replay here. Teams on the move a little bit. Red team attackers are trying to move into a different position, trying to be somewhat stealthy about it. Standu able to report their spot, but perhaps not the direction they're heading. Silver trying to, what little control he has, trying to stay in a safe spot and make sure that they don't close in from that direction. I hate to say it, but possibly even actively working his bait. You can see, well, we just missed it, but one of the battle armors was possibly facing somebody. Anyway, Ben was dead from earlier, and looks like we've had a disconnect potentially. Let's take a look here. This team should have Burner, Bob, Django, Korn, Standu, Clev. So they've either had a disconnect where a pilot lost an asset, and they'll be free to go back to it, and they can be shot at and killed along the way, in which case they would be dead, or we've had a kill off screen. You can see just how far out these two teams are right now, and it is a bit difficult to keep track of these things. Rask is, I guess, not terribly beat up, so Saber's going to move up and try and harass them a little bit, try and keep them back a little bit. They're trying to buy a little bit of time, maybe for Proxima to try and sneak in an arc or so. I wouldn't be surprised that they've reloaded all of their assets at the APC for the red team. They've had enough time, but remember, I think they dumped the APC pretty far out from the blue team, so I don't think that they have had a chance to reload their ammo. I could be wrong. Gnome King, Stubby over here being very careful, trying to keep Saber from utilizing that tag laser. You can see that Ivan has gone back to refill ammo in his all laser thing. So actually Ivan is leading the charge as they're going to attempt to do some basic pincering. Ivan will move up and support from range as they've moved the arrow launchers and the Atlas to the center of the map, closing the distance a bit, but trying to catch the other team off a surprise. Depending on where Standu's battle armor was, Standu perhaps is the one that disconnected. Yes, their battle armor either ran out of lives and they disconnected, or they had or Standu had a disconnect. In which case Standu will come in as a mech, or come in as a battle armor. We'll have to see what happens there. Standu has somewhere between 3 and 4 lives, and I don't recall him dying except maybe the one time. So we are moving in there, and come to think of it, I want to make sure that we're okay here. Because I have a question. I guess they would have bugged me if Standu wasn't had to leave but still had battle armor lives. Because I am sitting around able to come in as a pilot, I think, in that situation. So I guess we'll keep an eye on that. How many kills does the other team have? The other team has 1, 2, 3 kills, and one of those kills was on Ben. So I think it's either a disconnect on Standu or he had to get going, one of the two. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe Ben can give me information here. The team's starting to trade fire, trying to get some arrows off as Burner's utilizing his things. These arrows will hit. That is 1 on Burner. They actually have 3 lambs, but they're not positioned well. So Burner and Korn have both taken a pretty big hit from the arrows and the LRMs, and without the battle armor to, if you will, I don't want to say throw away lives, but to be reckless and to report positioning, Burner is now largely blind except for what his radar can tell him. It's pretty obvious that when you launch an arrow that you know where it's coming from, generally because of the smoke trail. We have about 10 minutes left. Saber trying to stay in cover, taking a lot of machine gun fire. has 3 lives to work with. You can see that Gnome and Stubby are trying to spread out a little bit to provide firepower against the other situation. If in fact Standu either ran out of lives or had to go, both teams are effectively down a 1 ground asset at this point. They are fighting without the Puma. Still counts as a carrying asset at this point. They've lost. That's some of their anti-air that they've lost, however. But now that they don't have to worry about the enemy having anything alive in the air, they can continue to attack. They're trying to focus on Corn if they can to remove the bulk of their anti-air. Corn can reach out to 1,200 meters. The other assets can only reach out to 800 if Corn goes down, which he does. They now have more carrying assets than the other team, I believe, and more importantly, Proxima now will be able to move in and attack rather recklessly relative to how much armor he has left. I am becoming concerned. I don't know if the battle armor would make a difference here, but that is one of the themes that I'm picking up on, at least. They get Saber. Saber has 1 life remaining. They are trading 2 lives remaining. They are trading pretty well here. It's not like Burner and Django and the rest of WR playing his Scythe aren't getting hits in at the moment. Just that, yeah. So anyway, I need to go tell these guys that there's, about 9 minutes left. Sorry about that flash. It's going to flash again. I need to head in a sec and tell them. Okay. Now they'll see that without me having to go into the channel. Sorry about the flash. Still don't have it set up the way that I would like to be able to avoid that. But now Burner has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carrying assets left compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 to 8. If only they could know that Silvercraft was behind them, they could go approach Silvercraft and they could move in. We now have a battle. They're trying to systematically take out the anti-air, which they do. They now have enough carrying assets that Burner will have to begin to get aggressive here. And Stubby is their only remaining anti-air, which means Proxima will be able to move practically unfettered. Stubby is a long distance. They have cut off the APC in the building in the center of your screen, so they are getting low on ammo, if not already out. So they will try to sneak away and reload ammo from the APC, as Proxima, as I mentioned, is now going to be able to have a field day with those LRMs. Stubby coming back to us after a little bit away from Living Legends. Played last weekend, and now he's playing this weekend, getting used to the hovercrafts again. Probably more used to treaded tanks and the mechs than he is the hovers, but always welcome to have him in, and it's always a pleasure to have KOS and 12th VR and SJ and all the other excellent factions that come play with us. The CCSF unit, I believe it is, plays with us as well, and not all these units have more than 1 or 2 guys that come play with us, but it's wonderful. This is a very long match. We've had long matches today. We will try to push forward with finishing the campaign today, but it is starting to get a bit late that it's not impossible that if this goes to a map 5 situation that we might finish this off. Burner saying that's it, we need to move in. Django, Burner with all the direct fire, Bob moving in to support them, Clev moving back a little bit, and they're trying to kill 2, 3, maybe even 4 things here before they lose too many things themselves. They've had it with getting whacked by all the stuff. Fortunately for them, I don't know if they saw it, but Invictus has got that ridiculously powerful Atlas D, which sucks in a number of situations, but that thing will destroy worlds in this particular situation. Raska's got, if he's still got enough ammo there, and Ivan will move in. The Corsair wasn't the first choice for planes, but boy oh boy, it seems to be doing pretty well so far. You can see that they still have a decent ground force in the grounds. These assets, Burner's assets a bit beat up. The rest of them, depending on what we've seen off screen, aren't too bad. So you've still got enough skill down here that you have to be very cautious up there on the red team, because Tikonov only has a lot of long range. They have 3 things that are only missile range launchers and won't do crap up at close range. You can see, unfortunately for Burner, that they're just taking so much abuse from these missiles that eventually it's not going to be enough. Silver regains his connection, so this, I don't want to say is over, but it is getting close to a conclusion. With the loss of Django now, Burner has no option other than simply to push and see if he can kill an asset or two. If he had the patience, he might be able to say Bob and Clev and Stubby, push back a little bit. I'm going for everything I've got. Maybe I can kill one or two things here. Their entire goal right now is to kill 2 assets and then hope that they can get away. But you can see that they're pushing forward, but they're being smart about how they do it. Silvercraft has not been able to contribute to this fight until now. Enough of the players have disconnected that his connection's good. And now it's just all about pride for Wolverines as they will go down 2-1, and we will see what happens on Dune. I have it on good authority that we may be going into a raid, a TSA battle. But if we go into a drop battle or if we end up on a map 5, Tikonov has 2 interesting lists that they've saved up to close this out. So we'll see what happens. Props to Wolverines for playing a good fight and fighting to the very end, trying to do what they can. Ultimately, just not enough to counter the range. Losing Ben early on probably was a very hard contributing factor to this battle because Ben was their aerial scout and their plank away at stuff on the ground. But there you go. It's over. And we'll see you next time on the Chaos March Network as unofficially, but officially, if they say there weren't any major performance issues or other BS, this is now 2-1 Tikonov, and we'll see you next time on the Chaos March Network.